Story 5 of the Magic World. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Recording by Ruth Golding. The Magic World by E. Nesbit. 5. Septimus Septimusson. The wind was screaming over the marsh. It shook the shutters and rattled the windows, and the little boy lay awake in the bare attic. His mother came softly up the ladder stairs, shading the flame of the tallow candle with her hand. "I'm not asleep, mother," said he, and she heard the tears in his voice. "Why, silly lad," she said, sitting down on the straw bed beside him and putting the candle on the floor. "What are you crying for?" "It's the wind keeps calling me, mother," he said. "It won't let me alone. It never has since I put up the little weathercock for it to play with. It keeps saying, 'Wake up, Septimus Septimusson, wake up. You're the seventh son of a seventh son. You can see the fairies and hear the beasts speak, and you must go out and seek your fortune.' And I'm afraid, and I don't want to go." "I should think not, indeed," said his mother. "The wind doesn't talk, Sep, not really. You just go to sleep like a good boy, and I'll get father to bring you a gingerbread pig from the fair to-morrow." But Sep lay awake a long time, listening to what the wind really did keep on saying, and feeling ashamed to think how frightened he was of going out all alone to seek his fortune, a thing all the boys in books were only too happy to do. Next evening father brought home the loveliest gingerbread pig with currant eyes. Sep ate it, and it made him less anxious than ever to go out into the world, where, perhaps, no one would give him gingerbread pigs ever any more. Before he went to bed he ran down to the shore where a great new harbour was being made. The workmen had been blasting the big rocks, and on one of the rocks a lot of mussels were sticking. He stood looking at them, and then suddenly he heard a lot of little voices crying, "Oh, Sep, we're so frightened! We're choking!" The voices were thin and sharp as the edges of mussel shells. They were indeed the voices of the mussels themselves. "Oh dear," said Sep, "I'm so sorry, but I can't move the rock back into the sea, you know. Can I now?" "No," said the mussels, "but if you speak to the wind, you know his language, and he's very fond of you since you made that toy for him. He'll blow the sea up till the waves wash us back into deep water." "But I'm afraid of the wind," said Sep. "It says things that frighten me." "Oh, very well," said the mussels. "We don't want you to be afraid. We can die all right, if necessary." Then Sep shivered and trembled. "Go away," said the thin, sharp voices. "We'll die, but we'd rather die in our own brave company." "I know I'm a coward," said Sep. "Oh, wait a minute." "Death won't wait," said the little voices. "I can't speak to the wind. I won't," said Sep. And almost at the same moment he heard himself call out, "Oh, wind, please come and blow up the waves to save the poor mussels." The wind answered with a boisterous shout.
"All right, my boy,"
it shrieked,
"I'm coming."
and come it did. And when it had attended to the mussels, it came and whispered to Sep in his attic. And to his great surprise, instead of covering his head with the bedclothes as usual, and trying not to listen, he found himself sitting up in bed and talking to the wind, man to man. "Why," he said, "I'm not afraid of you any more."
"Of course not. We're friends now.
said the wind.
That's because we joined together to do a kindness to someone. There's nothing like that for making people friends.
Oh, said Sep.
Yes,
Said the wind.
and now, old chap, when will you go out and seek your fortune? Remember how poor your father is, and the fortune, if you find it, won't be just for you, but for your father and mother and the others.
Oh, said Sep. I didn't think of that,
Yes,
said the wind.
really, my dear fellow, I do hate to bother you, but it's better to fix a time. Now when shall we start?
We? Said Sep. Are you going with me?
I'll see you a bit of the way.
Said the wind.
What do you say now? Shall we start tonight? There's no time like the present.
I do hate going, said Sep.
Of course you do.
Said the wind cordially.
Come along. Get into your things, and we'll make a beginning.
So Sep dressed, and he wrote on his slate in very big letters, "Gone to seek our fortune," and he put it on the table so that his mother should see it when she came down in the morning. And he went out of the cottage, and the wind kindly shut the door after him. The wind gently pushed him down to the shore, and there he got into his father's boat, which was called the Septimus and Susie, after his father and mother, and the wind carried him across to another country, and there he landed.
Now,
Said the wind, clapping him on the back.
off you go, and good luck to you.
And it turned round and took the boat home again. When Sep's mother found the writing on the slate, and his father found the boat gone, they feared that Sep was drowned. But when the wind brought the boat back wrong way up, they were quite sure, and they both cried for many a long day. The wind tried to tell them that Sep was all right, but they couldn't understand wind talk, and they only said, "Drat the wind," and fastened the shutters up tight and put wedges in the windows. Sep walked along the straight white road that led across the new country. He had no more idea how to look for his fortune than you would have if you suddenly left off reading this and went out of your front door to seek yours. However, he had made a start, and that is always something. When he had gone exactly 7 miles on that straight foreign road, between strange trees and bordered with flowers he did not know the names of, he heard a groaning in the wood, and some one sighing and saying,
"Oh, how hard it is to have to die, and never see my wife and the little cubs again."
The voice was rough as a lion's mane and strong as a lion's claws, and Sep was very frightened, but he said, "I'm not afraid," and then, oddly enough, he found he had spoken the truth. He wasn't afraid. He broke through the bushes and found that the person who had spoken was indeed a lion. A javelin had pierced its shoulder and fastened it to a great tree. "All right," cried Sep. "Hold still a minute, sir." He got out his knife and cut at the shaft of the javelin till he was able to break it off. Then the lion drew back, and the broken shaft passed through the wound, and the broken javelin was left sticking in the tree.
I'm really extremely obliged.